All right, welcome to your core conditioning. Everything is body weight today. Everything is no repeat, except for the last two exercises, and it's a Tabata. So 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So it's gonna move pretty quick. We are down on the floor for the whole thing, so you will need a mat if you want some water. Make sure you have it close by, ready to rock. And if you want to add a weight for the Russian twist, you can do that. I am doing everything body weight, so I am not adding a weight for that 20-second Russian twist. But before we get into our core workout, we're gonna do a quick little warm up, 10 jumping jacks, 10 total body extensions, 10 plank to pike, and then we're gonna rock and roll. So let's get started, 10 jacks. Whether you wanna do 10 high impact jacks or 10 low impact jacks, just get the body a little bit warmed up, ready to move for this core workout. Total body extensions. We're gonna sit down and reach, down and reach. So I really want you to open up that torso, getting up onto those tippy toes, getting those hands up as high as you can. 10 total. And then we'll come down onto your mat into a high plank or push-up position. So we're on our hands and toes. You can elevate the hands off the floor if you need to. And from there, we're gonna pike the hips up. So I want you to think that there's a string coming out through your back. So you're gonna draw the belly button in, push those hips up, come back into plank. Good. Draw that belly button up and come back. Good. Draw it up again. We're gonna do just 5 of these. Again, just getting that engagement going through the abdominals, waking them up. Once you have done 5, just drop to the knees for me. So we're gonna get rocking and rolling with our no repeat Tabata workout. So I'm gonna show you the first 2 moves and then I'll talk you through the rest. So move number 1, hollow hold crunch. So bring your knees up and hands behind the head. So we're gonna come into a crunch, and then I want you to extend the legs out as far as you can. Pull the knees back in, and then extend out. Move number 2, we simply hold the hollow hold. So legs are out, hands can stay here if you need a little extra neck support, or you can extend the arms above the head. And then I'll just talk you through the rest. So let's do that hollow hold crunch. We've only got 20 seconds. Here we go. So pull the knees in and then extend out as low as you can. Keeping that back. Push down into the floor. Take your time. And when you bring the knees back in, really use those abs to pull the knees in. Good. Remember, 10-second rest. 10-second rest. We're gonna do that hollow hold. So now just take the crunch out. You ready? Legs out. Hands can stay behind the head. You can extend them, totally up to you. The higher you keep the legs, the easier, the lower, the harder. We're gonna go into some scissors next. We got about 5 more seconds. Good, so we're gonna tuck the hands underneath the hips. Good. Now, option 1 is we're just gonna do little scissors up and down. You can keep the shoulders lifted and chin tucked, or you can relax the head down. Totally up to you. I'm gonna lift my head. Nice little scissor kicks here. And when the timer goes, we're gonna go into some abdominal leg raises. Good, we have about 5 more seconds left. Keep that back push down into the floor. Perfect. All right, bring those feet up towards the ceiling, keeping that back push down. So we're gonna lower either 1 leg or 2 down to the floor. Really think of using those abdominals to pull the legs back up. Really drive that belly button down into the floor, using them to lift the legs. You got it. And then when the timer goes, we're simply gonna add on to our leg lift. We're gonna do a leg lift with a hip lift. So that's where we're headed next in about 5 seconds. So again, get that back push down into the floor. Lower the legs down, come all the way back up, lift the heels. Good. Lower the legs down, Good, lift those heels, you got it. Once we are done these leg lift, hip lifts, leg lift, hip lift combo, we got some bicycles. So we're gonna bring the hands behind the head, knees at about 90 degrees, and we'll bring elbow to opposite knee. You ready? Keep those shoulders lifted. You can make the legs as big or as small as you need to. Smaller legs, easier. Bigger legs, more of a challenge. Good. We're gonna stick with the bicycle when that timer goes. We're gonna slow it down. Perfect. So we're gonna extend and hold, and then extend and hold. So we're gonna do about a 2-second hold. So hands up, feet up, we'll come across, hold, 1, switch, hold, 1, switch, good, hold, you got it, nice and slow, keeping that back, push down. We're gonna do some abdominal side shifts next. So we'll bring those feet down onto the floor. We're gonna lift the shoulders, hands are gonna hover, and we're gonna shift our weight left and right. We got about 2 seconds, so push your back down. Good. Using those obliques to move the body. Good, seeing if you can touch those ankles. Good, you got it. We're gonna do some toe taps coming up next. We got about 5 seconds. So we're gonna bring our hands behind the head because I want you to keep the shoulders lifted. We're gonna bring both feet up. Now from here, what we're gonna do is tap one leg and then we're gonna tap the other. You ready? Back is pushed down into the floor, keeping those knees bent even when you go to tap. Shoulders are up as high as you can. Nice. Once we are done these alternating toe taps, we're gonna move into a double toe tap next. Perfect. Woo, take that little break. Keep the hands behind the head, keep those shoulders lifted. 3 seconds, we're gonna do both at the same time. You ready? Down and up. Now, if you find going double is just too much, go back to the alternating. Keeping that back push down, using those abdominals to pull the knees back in. When the timer goes, I need you to pick a side, left or right. We're gonna go through a side plank sequence. Good. So, pick a side for me. You can do a modified or a full, but we're gonna start with the side plank hold. All right. Pop it up. So keep that chest nice and open, keep that hip up. We're gonna stay all on this one side for 4 moves. Then we're gonna drop and roll and rinse and repeat on the other side. So in about 5 seconds, we're gonna relax, but we're gonna add a hip dip for move number 2. Good. Remember, you can do all of this from a modified position with the bottom leg bent, or from a full side plank position with both legs straight. All right, let's pop it up. Good, drop the hip down, push that hip up as high as you can. Good, keeping those eyes straight ahead, chest nice and open, which means I don't want the top hand on the floor. Good, 5 more seconds, we're gonna relax, and we're gonna turn the hip dips into a hug. Perfect, so now you're gonna take your top hand and bring it up to the ceiling. We're gonna give ourselves a nice big hug from that side plank position, so let's pop it up. Hand up, drive that hip up so you can give yourself a hug, and then open up through the chest. Good. Give yourself that hug, and then open up through the chest. Good. We've only got about 5 more seconds. We have 1 more move to do on this side. Good. And what we're gonna do is come back up into that side plank. I want you to take your top leg and lift and hold. All right, you ready? Let's pop it up. Get set up, bring one leg up. Good. You got it. This is a challenge. Ooh, wow. Okay, 10 seconds. And we're gonna drop and roll and we'll get set up on the other side, starting with just that side plank hold. 3, 2, perfect. All right, let's get set up on the other side. Remember, modified or a full side plank, totally up to you. Let's pop it up. So get that hip up, open up through the chest. Eyes are straight ahead. Nice. 10 more seconds here. We'll take that 10-second break, and then we're gonna add that hip dip in. 3, 2, perfect, good. Grab water whenever you need it, but in 3 seconds, we go back up into that side plank. We're gonna drop the hip towards the floor and push that hip back up, good. Still keeping that chest nice and open, eyes straight ahead, and lifting the hip up as high as you can. You do not have to stop at parallel. 5 more seconds. We turn the hip dip into a hug. Perfect, good. So we'll bring that top hand up, give ourselves that nice big hug, open back up to the ceiling. So let's pop it up. Hand up, give yourself that nice big hug, and then open up through the chest. Good. Give yourself that hug. Open up. 10 more seconds. 1 more move from the side plank position. We're gonna do that side plank, leg lift, hold. Woo. Remember, you can do this from the modified or the full position. And then once we're done this side plank, leg lift, hold, we got our Russian twist. So let's pop it up. Good. And lift that leg. You got it. Wow. Woo. A little wobbly. Good. 10 seconds. And then we're going to grab a seat on your mat. If you are using a weight, you've got 10 seconds to quickly grab it. In 3, 2, perfect. All right, we got that Russian twist. So we're gonna grab a seat. We're gonna lean back slightly, tuck that belly button in. We're gonna move your hands or your weight from side to side. Lift the feet if you want more of a challenge. Keeping that belly button pulled in to the spine. Once we are done the Russian twist, we're gonna do a V-sit hold, keeping the knees bent on round 1, and then straightening the legs out for round 2. So we're basically gonna come back into that Russian twist position. Feet are gonna come off the floor if you want, you don't have to. So lean it back, hands are out. So this is option 1, feet are down. Option 2, feet are up. We're just holding, we're just hanging out. Good. And then we're gonna come back to this for number 2, but we're gonna straighten the legs out if you can. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. Perfect. Catch your breath. We're gonna sit back into that position again. So lean it back, hands out in front. Bring the feet off if you can, and then straighten out. Now, if this is like, yeah, no, then simply bend the knees, hold it here again, or bring the feet back down. There's always options. From here, we go into our V-sit tuck, so we're gonna lie right down flat onto our mat. 3, 2, perfect. Legs out, arms out. We're gonna come up, give ourselves a nice big hug with either 1 or 2 knees, and then extend back out. Here we go. Now, make sure you are not swinging yourself up with the hands. I want your abs to lift the shoulders and tuck those knees in. So do not worry about your speed. Control the movement. Once we are done these V-sit tucks, we're gonna do some frog sit-ups. So we're gonna bring our soles of the feet together. You can keep the hands behind the head. You can bring your hands together. We're gonna sit it up and come back down. Sit it up. Now you can lift just the shoulders. You can sit yourself all the way up. But again, if you are sitting yourself all the way up, do not swing the body up. I want you to use those abdominals to do the work. Only 2 more seconds. Yes, all right, let's do some dead bugs. We're sticking with the animals. So knees bent, hands up. We're gonna go arm to opposite leg. Keeping that back push down into the mat. You got it. And the more you extend the leg down to the floor, more challenging. You got this. Nice work. Perfect. There it is. All right, from here, we're gonna do some oblique jackknives. So I need your legs straight out again, and I need you to pick a side, left or right. Opposite hand to opposite leg. So you can lift just the shoulder, or you can sit yourself all the way up. Totally up to you. Again, using the abdominals to lift the shoulders and to pull the leg up. Good, 5 seconds, same thing, other side. Whew. All right, 10-second break, catch your breath. Let's set up on the other side. So lift the shoulders or sit all the way up. Here we go, use those abdominals. Come on up and back down. Now from here, we're gonna do some flutter kicks. I may have gotten my flutter kicks and my scissor kicks mixed up, but it's all good. We're getting it done. We're gonna tuck the hands under the hips again. We're gonna let the legs just hover over the floor, and we're gonna go back and forth. Now you can lift the shoulders if you want, or keep the head down. Good, but the lower you can keep the legs towards the floor, more of a challenge. The more you bring your legs up to the ceiling, easier it is on those abdominals. Good, keeping that back push down into the floor, because we're gonna flip it over for some mountain climbers coming up next. Good, you got it. Now we're not gonna run the mountain climbers. I want you to step the knees into the chest. All right, we're on our hands, we're on our toes. Draw that knee in. So every time that knee comes in towards the chest, think of almost driving or tucking that belly button up into the spine. Keeping your hips down, so I don't want your butt up in the air. Hips down, nice and square to the floor. I only need 3 more seconds. Perfect. Now we're gonna do a mountain climber crunch. So as that knee comes into the chest, I want you to arch through the back. You ready? Pop it up for me. Knee comes in, set it back. Knee comes in. So we're basically taking the mountain climber, we're slowing it down, and we're increasing that range of motion. Good, 5 more seconds. We're gonna drop it down onto our forearms for a plank hold. Perfect. So everybody's on their forearms, either from the knees or the toes. We're simply gonna hold the plank, that is it. In 3, 2, pop it up. Hips are down, back nice and flat. Tuck that belly button in. Now, when the timer goes, we're sticking with the plank, but we're gonna pop it back up onto our hands so we can do a hand to opposite knee touch. 3, 2, awesome. So we're back up onto the hands, back up onto the toes, and we're gonna do hand to opposite knee taps. All right, 3, 2, let's pop it up. Tap, tap, whoo, tap, good. So again, don't worry about your speed. Keep your hips down, eyes on the floor, find that focal point for the balance. Good, 5 more seconds. We roll it back over onto our back. We're gonna do a nice full sit-up. So, the straighter the legs, a little bit easier. The more you pull the knees in, more of a challenge. Hands can come across the chest. Hands can come out in front. Just do not swing yourself up. Hands can come behind the head. So the hands behind the head will be the most challenging. Hands across the chest would be the next easiest. Hands out in front is the next easiest. Now we're gonna go back to the leg raise, but we're gonna slow it down. So let's get those legs up. We're gonna lower for 3 counts. So down, 2, 3, pull them up, good. Down, 2, 3, lift. Down, 2, 3, nice. Down, 2, 3, good. Now we're gonna stick with that nice slow leg raise, and we're gonna add that hip lift at the end. So let's get the legs up, push your back down. So down, 2, 3, lift, hips up, good. Down, 2, 3, up, lift. Down, 2, 3, up, lift, good. Down, 2, 3, perfect. I need a one-sided bicycle. So pick a leg left or right, hands behind the head. We're gonna come across and extend. Come across, good. So shoulders are up. See if you can get that elbow and opposite knee to touch. You got it. So once we're done this side, obviously we gotta do the other side. 4 more seconds, that's all I need. Come on. Perfect. Catch your breath. You got 10 seconds. Same thing on the other side. And then we're gonna go back to some sit-ups. Pull that knee in and extend. So next move, we're gonna keep our hands by the chest. We're gonna sit all the way up as high as you can, do 2 punches, and then roll back down to the floor. So we're gonna do these sit-up punches. We're almost to the end. Whew. So legs straight, legs bent, up to you, but I need your hands close to the shoulders. So we're gonna set it all the way up. Punch, punch, good. And I want you to punch across the body. Good. Drive that back down into the mat. Use those abdominals to lift the torso off the mat. You got it. I only need 4 more seconds. We're gonna go back. We're down to our last 2 moves, and these 2 are repeats. We got our dead bugs, and then we're gonna finish with a hollow hold. So let's get the knees up, hands up, push your back into the floor. Let's move arm to opposite leg. Good. See if you can extend the legs down a little bit further. Maybe get the arm behind the head a little bit more. Last time here, we're gonna finish with that hollow hold next. Awesome. So with the hollow hold, you can keep the hands behind the head to support the neck, or you can keep the hands above the head. But shoulders are lifted, feet are lifted, our back is pushed into the floor, our chin is tucked. This is our last 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds, come on. Let's finish this off strong. Right to that timer. Don't let those feet drop. Don't let those shoulders drop, come on. Woo. Done and done. Flip yourself over. Go through some cobra and child's pose stretches. And then when you stand up, make sure you do a little bit of hip stretching as well. Job well done with your core conditioning. Have an amazing rest of the day. And I cannot wait to see you in the next workout.